Good morning, Chestnut Ridge. Today is Friday, May 8th. This is DJ Benny Beats coming to you live from Hollidaysburg, PA.
This is the Herman Air, hanging with you from my basement, once again in New Paris.
Yo, Mrs. O, coming to you from Shellsburg once again.
And Mr. Cooper, live and in living color from Roaring Spring, Pennsylvania.
Nice. I swear you guys get better looking every single week.
Oh, yes.
So today is a special day, and definitely, kind of puts us into our special day. It's No Socks Day, and that's one thing that I know is not getting any better looking.
It's no socks every day.
Oh, can I? Yeah.
All right.
Oh.
I think I just hurt myself.
As the person who does laundry, I will admit that the socks in my laundry has decreased immensely.
It is. It's nice. It is very nice.
Well, guys, it's good to be back. It seems like the days roll by. I don't know. To me, the days and weeks just seem to be rolling by quickly.
They are flying by. I agree.
Yeah.
Completely.
This is a very special weekend. Kind of on not on a serious note, but just a note. This weekend is Mother's Day on Sunday, so I just wanted to take a second to say Happy Mother's Day to all those special mothers, grandmothers out there. Thank you for everything that you do. So
Love you, Mom.
Love you. Enjoy your special day, and I hope you kids out there realize that along with it being Mother's Day on Sunday, it is also Clean Up Your Room Day. So it's funny that works that way. So take advantage of it and get
Perfect
your room
timing.
cleaned up.
Yes, perfect timing. That would make a mother heart go pitter patter.
The best gift and the best part about it is it's completely free. It won't cost you a penny. Just get your butt upstairs, clean your room. You're good to go.
You don't have to leave the house.
Yes. Hey, Dan, I kind of wanted to ask you, though, because I remember the first time you mentioned that your mom was watching the shows. How's she feeling about the shows? Is she thinking that you're awesome?
Well, she thought that prior to the shows, of course, but
yes, yeah.
But no, she enjoys them. She enjoys them. Even my dad even chimed in. He said that my pirate joke the other week. He said that was very well done.
Oh. And those of you that don't know, as I call him, old Mr. Herman. Sorry, Mr. Herman. He is quite the storyteller. So I feel like that's a pretty big, compliment to have him say that.
Definitely. You're on the right track, Mr. Herman. You're on the right track.
You guys inspire me.
We try. Oh. Is that it, Mr. Henry? You ready for me here?
Yeah, you can roll. Yes.
I'm kind of, I have to go with what songs were number one during this week, and sometimes they're better than others. But yeah, I think we have a couple decent candidates here this week. We're going to start back in the 80s, and I think we referenced Michael Jackson last week when we did our wonderful tribute to We Are the World. This week, the number one song way back in 1983, the week of May 7th, was Beat It, Michael Jackson, which is probably right up there with his most famous songs. And then a little bit more in my timeline, I very, very clearly remember the song being very huge back in the wonderful year of 1992, Criss Cross, Jump.
Get your hands up, guys.
You remember that? That's a great song. I think that's where I learned to rap. From that song. Not
Did
that
you know
I
how to
ever
rap?
rap, but if I would have, it would have came from that song.
I was just going to say, do you have any original material you can share?
No.
You can break it out for us next week.
Don't put me on the spot now. Come on. I don't want to embarrass anyone, including myself. And then lastly, in 2006, that song, I feel like it's been like in 1,000 commercials. That song, the Bad Day song, had a bad day. Yeah, that one.
It seemed like everywhere you turned, you could hear that song being played.
Right, that
somewhere.
song just kind of took over the universe there for a while. You know what I mean? So haven't heard it in a few years, but that was back in 2006. And another thing that I found in my extensive research here in preparation for this week, sometimes I try to look at movies and what movies came out. And it seems like this particular week throughout the years, starting like in 2002, has always had a big superhero release during this. So like just looking at my list here, 2002, Spider-Man, 2008, Iron Man, 2012, Avengers, 2015 or 16, I'm sorry, Captain America. So like it seems like, if you're feeling extra superhero-ish this week, that might be why, because it seems like this is a popular week where superhero movies come out. But other than that, that's about all I found. Oh, and in 1794, the United States Post Office was established. There you go. I mean, you try to beat that, guys. So go thank your mailman and tell them that you appreciate them, especially during these crazy times. They're out there doing the work and getting us mail. And back in
my mailman's working extra hard because my online purchasing is.
I hope they're all essential items.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes,
good.
they are.
I had a pair of work boots delivered yesterday,
Jamie did too. Yes.
so I was pretty happy about that.
I was
Back to
already
the
a
work
huge
week,
online
couldn't
shopper,
take it
but now I'm like to the extreme.
Yeah.
You need work boots for school?
Yeah.
Me?
Yes.
It's for my other job, the lawn care and landscaping.
Yes. You want to give like a little plug?
He does great work. I can vouch for that.
I tried a different brand. I went with some Carhartts.
No, I meant, do you want to give a little plug for your business? Like a commercial.
Yeah. 30-second commercial break.
I hadn't thought about that. I didn't realize that we were going to start plugging businesses and other things on the show here. To be honest, I'm not looking for more business, so I'm going to pass.
Okay.
Oh my. Well, Mr. Herman, we know we're ready to hear from you.
All right.
You're like a celebrity
usual.
now, so go ahead, take it over.
Stop. Hey, I don't know if I can top your post office, comment, but
It'd be tough. Yeah.
it is. So, well, what I wanted to talk about is, as you guys may recall, last week I talked about how Mrs. Herman had watched the previous week's show and commented to me that she did not think that I was that funny. So last week, Mrs. O was kind enough to put a survey up, a little poll that you guys could vote on and indicate whether or not you thought that was the case, whether or not I was funny or whether or not it was not funny. And 22 of you were actually kind enough to vote on that. And the results of that indicated that 19 of the 22 did indicate that I indeed was funny. Now, granted, it wasn't unanimous. There was 3 of you out there that apparently either misunderstood the question or accidentally clicked the wrong thing, but that's okay. That's going to happen.
Or maybe they
19 out
need
of-
bonus points in your wife's class or something, it could be something like that,
Hey, I'll tell you what, we have a few more weeks to go here. You can win those hearts over.
That's true. We might have to do this at the end and see if there's a couple that, said no, if I didn't bring them to me. But anyways, 19 out of 22 is a pretty good percentage. It's actually 86% when you do the math. 86%. Remember that number because it's going to come into play here shortly. But anyways, I wanted to show my wife that there was no hard feelings, and that and I'm not one to rub it in or gloat, and I just wanted her to know that that once again, always been forgiven. So what I did was I thought the easiest way to show her that was I borrowed her computer, and I thought I'd send her a little message that she could see on a daily basis on the screen. So I'm going to go ahead and grab her computer and show that to you. Just once again, to show her that there's no hard feelings.
You're as cold as ice. You're willing to sacrifice our love.
I think, that'll hopefully clear the air with the two of us and everything can get back to the way it was.
I love this subtle reminder.
Oh,
Yeah,
my
just
goodness.
subtle.
I love it.
Maybe you can have a T-shirt made as well. That'd be a nice
Ooh.
last-minute Mother's Day gift. Yeah.
I like the t-shirt idea.
Clean your room, and then here's a T-shirt that says 86%, baby.
86% with your face on it.
Right.
Yeah, 86% baby.
Yeah.
Hey, hey, once again, I want to thank everyone that did take the time to vote. I also wanted to thank the one student that directly emailed my wife and expressed that I was indeed funny. And also, I want to thank the one student out there that actually emailed the entire high school staff and told them that I was very funny indeed too. So much love to all you guys. I appreciate it. And
Let's be specific on the one student, Mr. Herman, because it's very important that you are recognized as being the funniest teacher in Ridge history.
well,
Ridge history.
Ridge.
I wasn't
history.
gonna. I thought that was I thought that was maybe a little bit of a stretch. You know, my thinking is I believe that student was only a freshman, so I thought, you know, he hasn't really, like for instance, Mr. Kipper, he hasn't had you as a teacher yet. So
It's true.
I'm sure when that time comes, you know, I will no longer be sitting on top of that throne. I will be.
I don't know. You're going to be hard to catch, Mr. Herman. You have a lot going on that I don't know if I can compete with. I don't
What?
know.
Speaking of a lot going on.
I was going to say, what's nice is whenever we see celebrities staying humble. I would love to see that
Really
you're
warms my
staying
heart.
grounded.
Yes.
No egos here on Dance
No.
Party Friday. That's for sure. No ego.
You guys, hey, my ego really isn't this big. This is part of the show, or is it?
Oh.
Or is
Yeah,
it?
this is your gimmick, right? Yeah. Mhm.
Hey, speaking of fun stuff, guys, it is time for the joke of the week. But before I can get to that, I need to excuse myself for a moment. I have a costume that corresponds with the joke of the week, so I'm going to go put that on. And while I do that, Mrs. O is going to share some wit and wisdom with you. So, Mrs. O.
Well, you know what? I was actually thinking about, you remember last week, Mr. Cooper, about how you said about the songs that you don't necessarily want to admit to, but they're like
Yes,
totally
the guilty
your
pleasures. of the
guilty
world.
pleasures, yes.
Yes.
So I almost added it last week to the playlist, but definitely my guilty pleasure is Baby Got Back.
Mm. That is a classic.
Bam, 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 bam. Baby got back.
Yes. Yes, and that was
Yeah, that one.
definitely
Yep.
my guilty pleasure. I always like that song comes on, you know, like you have your XM radio and you have your
Mhm.
90s playing and it comes on, I'm all of a sudden all like, yeah.
Right. Score. Definitely.
Hey, I just got an email from Mrs. Walter, which kind of ties into what we can kind of expect to see in the future here. She's helping me out with some pictures so we can honor some of these teachers that are retiring.
Go ahead, continue.
No, she can.
So you can look forward to that. You can also look forward to, I believe we're going to have a graduation senior episode, so we can honor some of those people who are entering the great big world. But
Yeah.
I just don't think that I can go on anymore. I think we need to hear about the joke of the week.
Is that
It's
Doc
that time.
Holliday? Is that
You
Doc
look
Holliday?
familiar. I can't put my finger on who you're reminding me of. It's going to come to. Oh, my
Maybe
goodness.
I was thinking actually too. It reminds me of the character from The Water Boy. The one character from The Water Boy. Can't remember his name, but he was funny.
All right, guys.
Whenever
Hey,
I'm getting dressed up, I feel out of place all of a sudden. I mean, I'm only the narrator, but I at least should have a tie or something. But whatever.
don't worry, Coop. I'm gonna give you a part one of these weeks, buddy.
No, I'm okay. I'm good. I like the narrator. Thanks, though. I'm trying to cut back. All right.
Just to a little preview of the joke of the week here, guys. Basically, we have some parts here. Coop Dog is going to be the narrator once again this week.
Thank
We
goodness.
have DJ Benny Beats there. He is going to be Judge Benny. And then we have our judge. Oh, actually, no, I'm wrong about that. We have Mrs. O is going to be the judge. Mrs. O is our judge, hence the gavel and the robe. That should have been obvious.
Nice
And
gavel.
Yeah.
DJ Benny Beats is our lawyer. And my role this week is I am a farmer named Clyde.
It's a good name.
And on that note, is everyone ready?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. A farmer named Clyde had a car accident. In court, the trucking company's fancy lawyer was questioning Clyde.
Didn't you say at the scene of the accident, I'm fine?
Asked the lawyer. Clyde responded.
Well, I'll tell you what happened. I just loaded my favorite my favorite mule Bessie into the.
I didn't ask for details.
The lawyer interrupted.
Just answer the question. Did you not say at the scene of the accident, I'm fine?
Clyde said.
Well, I had just got Bessie in the trailer, and I was driving down the road.
The lawyer interrupted again and said,
Judge, I'm trying to establish the fact that the scene of the accident, this man told the highway patrolman on the scene that he was just fine. Now, several weeks after the accident, he is trying to sue my client. I believe he is a fraud.
By this time, the judge was fairly interested in Clyde's answer and said to the lawyer,
I'd like to hear what he has to say about his favorite mule, Bessie.
Clyde thanked the judge and proceeded.
Well, as I was saying, I just loaded Bessie, my favorite mule, into the trailer. I was driving her down the highway when this huge semi-truck and trailer ran a stop sign and smacked my truck right in the side. I was turning to one ditch, Bessie was turning in the other ditch. I was hurting real bad, and I didn't want to move. However, I could hear old Bessie moaning and groaning. I knew she was in terrible shape just by her groans. Well, shortly after the accident, shortly after the accident, a highway patrolman came on the scene. He could hear Bessie moaning and groaning, so he went over to her. After he looked at her, he took out his gun and shot her right between the eyes. Well, then the patrolman came across the road with his gun in his hand. He looked at me and said, "How are you feeling?" What the heck would you say?
Were you afraid for your life, Clyde?
Wouldn't you be?
It sounded a little sketchy.
Oh. I'm back.
Do you want to put the poll up for that one?
We struggled there a little bit at the start, though, but I think we pulled it off there at the end.
Yeah, maybe we need to say whose acting was the best.
Well, each week the script gets longer and longer. I mean, by the time we wrap up this year,
I think instead of
We're gonna
saying
have an
Mule
hour-long
Bessie,
show.
exactly.
I think instead of saying Mule Bessie, I said Bessie, my Mule Messy. I think I said. I don't know what I said. I boogered up something there. But
Well, I hope everyone appreciates the great lengths that we go to here to
Yes,
entertain you
yes.
each and every Friday. And
Yes, I mean, I poured my heart and soul into making this gavel out of my can of mushrooms.
I was just going to say, it's a good old
Hey,
can of mushrooms
we
there.
appreciate the effort.
I got to give a shout out to my youngest daughter. These are actually her pants, and this was her idea for the overalls. I said, she said, "You
nice.
need
I thought you
overalls." I
wore
was like,
them.
"I don't have overalls." She said, "Throw my pants over your shoulders." I was like, "What?" And I was like, "Oh, that sort of works." Shout out to her.
That's a good idea.
It is a great idea. That's tremendous.
The creative mind at work.
Well, it's been another exciting week here, and as Mrs. Oldham alluded to, we have a lot of very cool ideas here for our final couple weeks. Probably have 2 episodes left, 2 or 3 of these to
Yeah.
go, but we're getting close. But we're going to try to keep entertaining you and making you smile. And Mr. Henry, I believe this is the time where you uplift us and motivate us and give us
something
parting
positive.
good thought.
Well, we could reference a great song by Journey at this point, "Don't Stop Believing." We may want to include that in the
I'm
playlist
writing
for
it
this
down.
week. It's a great song. Don't stop believing. Keep working hard. I know you guys hear the same messages, but in all honesty, as we've gone on through this, I feel like we're getting stronger. We're getting better because of it. I see a lot of people starting to become more independent and kind of take control over what they're doing. So keep up the great work. We're proud of you.
Yes.
Home
That is
stretch,
all.
guys.
Yeah,
Home stretch.
yeah, we
Yes.
really are in the home stretch. Yes,
Hmm.
the light at the end of the tunnel is getting bigger and bigger by the day. So
And something to maybe mention that we can get some more interaction. Maybe if you guys out there that watch the show have any ideas that you want to send us, you can email us.
within
mean,
reason, of course. You know.
Yeah, within reason. This is a creative show, but if you want to email us with any ideas on what we, might be able to put together in the last few shows to make it more enjoyable for you, let us know.
As you've seen, we're not afraid to embarrass ourselves.
We
That's
spare
for
no
sure.
shame.
Well, it's been a pleasure as always.
Yes,
friend,
on
and I
that
look
note.
forward to seeing you next week.
Signing off.
Goodbye, everyone. Have a great week.
Happy Mother's Day to any mothers watching.
Yes,
There
thank
you
you.
go.
Mhm.